I started blowing glass when I was 16 years old in an alternative high school program. So I got high school credit to go and work with a glass blower 2 days a week for the last 2 years of high school. Kind of traditional Venetian glass blowing technique, which is cups, bowls, plates, functional ware, all with cane work, so it's a more decorative design. And then after I graduated high school, I started working with a sculptor, Karen Willenbrink Johnson, who's also taught here at the glass furnace. After I got into sculpture, I just really found my voice and what I wanted to do in glass. And so ever since about 2003, I stuck with the sculptural work. It's kind of, I've been blowing glass for 16 years now, so over half of my life. And I think that you start just like I started because I wanted to try sculptural technique, and I decided I would try some fish and stuff like that. And then as it grew, I kind of found more of what I wanted to say in glass. And like today, that was the first alligator that I had made. So when I try something new, I use a reference and I look at pictures. So when we made the parts for this the other day, I had photos to look at, and I have to study the form and to get the proportions right and make it look realistic, I come from Seattle. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of people that blow glass. And it's a huge benefit to anyone who works there, because it's a lot easier to put a team together. And honestly, for me, working in a team is one of the most rewarding aspects of working in glass. A lot of people, everybody brings something to the table, and there's all that combined knowledge makes it just so much more interesting to work. These people are all doing the same thing. We all speak the same language and of glass. And I can come here and work with Mehmet, who doesn't really speak English, and we can work together just fine. I'd never worked with him before tonight. So I love that. That's really one of my favorite parts about working in glass. It's just an object in one regard. But in another way, I think that, it's a good way to express yourself. And for me, I try to depict things in the natural world and hopefully bring people a little closer to that, I try to give my sculptures some aspect of a living being. So I try to give it some movement and some life, like breathe a little life into it. And even if you work in an office and you don't get out in nature, when you see one of those creatures up close, I think it connects you with that on a really kind of base level. So I hope that my art can maybe raise a little awareness about the natural world and hopefully make people think about the world we inhabit and who we share it with beyond just the human race. But yeah, I think it's always nice to share the process, because for me, the product is part of it, but the process is a huge part of it. Like I said, working in a team is super rewarding, and just working with fire, and I mean, it's super fun, and I think it definitely captivated my imagination 16 years ago. So I think when people see it, there's some people that see it and they could kind of care less, but I think it can really spark someone's imagination.